Yeah, yours too low. I would say.
But Michelle, we finally got our rain.
I'm sorry.
We finally got our rain.
Oh,
It's too late for my grass. It's already dead, but
It's just.
but I did let the dog go out. Came back in, it was like a wet rat.
does he like the rain?
He loves the rain.
Oh, some dogs are like, no, I'm not going out in the rain.
Morning.
All right, I'm going to call the docket. Please have a seat, miss. And when I call the docket, please let me know you're here. If you don't let me know you're here, a warrant may be issued for your arrest. In custody, we have Ernest Morales, Larry Berry. Thank you. Terrence Scott, custody, Jennifer Mraz, Pete Diaz. Paris Ferris is in custody, Eric Johnson, Mark Anthony Alvarez. In custody, David Garcia, Thomas Pauly, Juan de Hoyos Garcia, Christopher Chandler. Thank you. In custody, we have Christopher Balazar, Trayvon Stevenson, Arthur Brooks, Renee Garza Jr. In custody, we have Gilbert Gonzalez, Latasha Jenkins, Mario Miranda. Thank you. Caleb Crom. Thank you. Noah Moran. In custody, we have Damon Thomas, Myra Gallegos, Gilbert Perryman.
Here.
Thank you. Austin Anderson, Eduardo Ramon, David Tabarez Pettis. In custody, we have Latasha Jenkins, Donnie Almaraz, Lisa Marie Anderson. In custody, we have Zachary Dyke, Tamar McIntyre, Jose Castagnon. Oh, Paris will not be coming over. Roger Villarreal will be at 11. Christopher Saxon, 11. Courtney Kretzer. Thomas Blinko. In custody, we have Michael Mora Roland Diaz. Is there anyone who came in late or your name was not called? All right. Yes, what's your name? Derek Reyes. Do you know who your attorney is? All right. Do you have a case number or SID number?
Yeah, it's 2 cases here.
Oh, is he on the docket today?
No.
Have you spoken with your attorney?
I have not. I was here last week and.
So if he, just have a seat. If your attorney doesn't show, is he appointed,
No.
retained?
Yeah.
All right, just have a seat. And we'll see if we can get in touch with your attorney.
I can message.
All right, if you could do that. Yes.
My name is Ramon.
What's your name?
Angelina.
Angelina what?
O-N-G-O.
L.
O-N-G-O.
All right. Do you know who your attorney is?
Robert D. Jones.
Okay. And do you know your case number or SID number?
Yes. The case number is 716-307.
Have you had any contact with your attorney?
I have
All right. We're going to make sure that you get contact with your attorney today. All right. All right. And thank you for not letting me down. I always say women always know their attorney's name, their case number, their SID number. So who is next? No pressure. Yes. What's your name? All right. Do you know who your attorney is? Okay. And do you know your case or SID number? All right. Have you had contact with your attorney? All right. Just have a seat. Anyone else? All right, Deputy Laura, I'm going to give everybody today till 10:30 to show up because I know there's some lights out on the road. All right, everyone. These are the rules. Your attorneys are probably going to be a little bit late today. I know you all were on time, so you anticipated the fact that lights would be out and there would be traffic jams because in San Antonio, people cannot drive in the rain. So just be patient. Your attorneys are going to show up. For the attorneys who are here, you know the rules. Criminal Trial Division files there. Family violence files are there. Just place the file on their desk and they will call you up. Probation officer is there. That is her desk. Do not put your papers on it. Do not sit on her desk. Do not turn your back to her. Here's the court reporter. Do not put your papers on her desk. Do not sit anything on her desk. Do not lean on her desk. Her equipment is over $10,000. If you damage it, you will have bought it. The deputies will bring the inmates out from back. Once you requested your inmate, please do not leave because they can only bring so many inmates out at a time for security reasons. And if you leave, you're being selfish because there's another attorney who cannot have their client brought out. If your client wishes to speak in a language other than English, ask for the interpreter. We will not proceed until the interpreter comes. Once you request the interpreter, do not leave because there are a limited number of interpreters. Today is a rainy Thursday. It's Friday's Eve, so everybody should be happy. And guess what? You don't have to waste your water watering your grass because hopefully where you are, it's raining as well. So everyone, be kind to each other. Please confer. Thank you. All right, Christopher Esquivel, can you come forward, please? All right. So with regards to your attorney, you've spoken to your attorney. Your case is not on the docket today, is it? Can you look up his SID number and see if it's been indicted or not? Usually we don't have cases on the docket that have not been indicted. But if you want your attorney to come here, we can see about getting your attorney here for you and he can discuss your case with the state if you would like that.
931-656. I don't have that on me. Yeah, I have it in my truck.
And so do you want his case, has it been indicted or no? Ah, so let's see when it's set. All right, if you remain in court, because we're going to make sure that you have your appropriate court date, so there won't be any issue with your bondsman, because sometimes if it shows where you're not here and the system will show that, your bondsman will get a little jumpy. So we're going to make sure that you have a date, okay?
Yes, ma'am. And there was just a discrepancy I didn't understand last time my court appointed was here and I was talking with people about the deal. But I talked to him yesterday and I actually decided it would be best to get another attorney to represent me.
Oh, are you going to hire an attorney?
Well, actually, I wanted to ask if I could get another court appointed attorney. The last words that my attorney said was, if you want to fire me, no skin off my back.
Okay. All right, let's do this. We'll get your attorney here and we'll take care of that today.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
What's his name and his number?
All right. So if you will call Mr. Mamori and we'll have him here.
Okay, yeah, but I talked to him last night. He said he would be here, but I'll give him a call.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And can you have that file pulled for me? Sure. Thank you. Deputy Laura, they say there's a scam out where people are calling, saying they're constables and asking for information. And Constable Brown is like, please do not provide any information. Oh, and they say there are already been several people who have given out information.
Yeah, some courts. Like to know what I'm doing. No, I let them do it on my computer. What's
So call my hits ago. That's awesome. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Oh, yeah, this should be on the docket for today. Family violence.
Yes, sir.
This case is on the docket today. It's 2023. And you may have brought the file down. It's Christopher Esquivel.
We make sure that file is brought down. What's the case number?
2023 CR 6644. And then could I see, Vashon, are you ready on Mr. Saxon?
No, ma'am, I'm not ready.
All right, just let me know when you're ready. Deputy Laura, we have a toddler in the courtroom.
Yes. Yes.
John, I'm ready on Mr. Jackson.
All right, could I see the file on Mr. Saxon, please? And Vashon, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So everybody had better take time out to go get their examination. And that includes men, because men thinks that doesn't apply to them. Because I've had, Vashon, I want to say I've had 3 family members die of breast cancer. And if they would have been screened early, that wouldn't have happened. But that was back in the day when people didn't even put that on the radar. Hello, Mr. Saxon.
Hello, ma'am.
All right, so you're asking that your GPS device be removed?
Correct.
All right. Are you living in Bear County still?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let me check. Just one moment, the computer is going slow today. Yes, please. It's taking a while for this to pull up. Oh, but I'm gonna need this to write something different on it. Yeah, it's no problem.
It's the same one you have in your file.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right. So my understanding with regards to the GPS, there have been no violations.
It was just one violation back in May of 2023. That was quickly resolved and there's been no other violations, Your Honor.
All right, and that violation wasn't relating to him contacting the complainant
That
or
is
anything.
correct.
All right, so the state is in agreement with removal of the GPS device. So I'm going to allow removal, but I'm going to ask that the complainant be contacted so they can be aware that the GPS device has been removed.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'll order removal. How long do you, State, are you able to contact the complainant in this case?
Yes, Your Honor. I think we can contact, I'll contact our advocate.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow removal for no later than Friday. So that'll give the state today to contact. Yes.
Okay, give me that back.
No, I'll sign it. I'll just put Friday's date on it.
But I think it's only checked for.
No, it's not checked. Yet. Yeah, you check the after. So we're gonna have it no later than Friday, but if they contact the complainant today, then it'll be removed today.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you need from the court?
No, ma'am.
All right, this. What?
I'll do it.
All right, thanks.
Through the system and do that.
Yeah.
I'll have to.
All right, so then it'll be agreed removal no later than Friday. And if they're able to get in contact with the complainant today, it'll be removed today.
I gotta go to work today, so it'll probably be tomorrow anyway.
Okay. All right. Is there, I think there may be documents you may need to sign with probation.
Okay.
All right. You're welcome.
This one, brief. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
But she should respond. I don't think there's.
Yeah, I know that. Okay.
Are there any other? This is this one is too short. Let's yeah, this is. Yeah, this is. I guess the Kari was saying something like today.
Okay.
I can forward them to you. I just texted about that, but okay. We need to probably, we need to pull up, please here and I'll,
I wish I could.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. Well, they're excited. So.
Yes. You're awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Again, okay.
I'm really curious.
Hey, good.
Surprise.
So Monday's fine. I just want to make sure because the guys will make me off work and stuff. So.
I know.
You almost did it with a straight face. You're right there. So I assume we'll be doing the prosecutor finally yesterday. So she's dealing with the loss of a child and being custody. Okay, that'd be great. Like I said, normally I'll confirm the Mondays today. Sure.
Yeah, because
Okay,
it's after.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's here. Okay,
Yes.
just making sure, I want to make sure. all of the-
Oh, yeah, no, I'm one of the docket, she's not cussing.
Oh,
How's it going?
Damon Thomas was a chance.
How hard to get this done. If I make sure my, I'll be waiting for the rest of the attack. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
So I'm enjoying this rain. Hate it really bad.
Oh, we do. If only it would have came when my grass was still alive, but hey, it's okay.
The only reason I have some grass left of is huge oak trees.
Ah. All right, are the parties ready on David Michael Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor. Prisoner.
I believe this is Criminal Trial Division. Have you conferred with the,
Get back to the state. I was just probation.
Brandon
We
is
have,
there.
we have an agreement.
all right, and have you, well, proposed agreement. Have you
Correct.
conferred with probation?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. So,
All right, everyone, I need you all to whisper. We're on the record. Court is calling 2022 CR 2712B, State of Texas versus David Michael Garcia. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Glenn Payne for the defense.
Are you David Michael Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same David Michael Garcia who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 2712B for the offense of theft of material, 50% aluminum, bronze, copper, less than $20,000 on August 9, 2022 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 5, in Bear County, Texas, the defendant David Michael Garcia did then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of January through April 2023, in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True. We'll waive the remaining violated conditions.
Any objections to the waiver?
No, yeah.
Mr. Garcia, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, I did.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, there is, Your Honor. And it is to deny the motion to adjudicate, continue him on as deferred, and alter an amendment to include DDRF.
Is that the agreement?
It is our agreement, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Garcia,
Yes.
is there a reason you didn't report?
I lost my but the bus ticket and I couldn't find it, so I figured they're just gonna throw me back in jail or prison, so I just didn't show up.
All right, so when things like that happen, what you need to do is if you can't get to your probation officer, pick up the phone, call the court, all right? You understand?
Okay.
You're on probation. Everybody who's on probation, I want them to be successful. But if you don't communicate, we don't know what's going on. Then we think you're just out and about, right? So next
Okay.
time you need to stay in contact and call. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Probation, what is the wait time for DDRF?
Right now, it's 13 weeks.
6 to 13 weeks?
Yes,
All right. Do you have any mental health issues? I'm assuming so because they're requesting DDRF.
Yes, I did.
Are you seeing anyone?
I get the medicine from
He's getting the medicine in the jail, Your Honor, because he's been in the jail. He's been diagnosed with schizophrenia, anxiety, and depression.
All right. Have you been seeing, when you were not in jail, have you been seeing a psychiatrist or going for the Center for Healthcare Services?
No, I figured they'd just pick me up over there, so I just stayed on the road. Then I turned myself in at Corpus Christi because I was getting tired of running. They didn't catch me. I turned myself in.
All right. This is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Can we check to see if felony drug court will accept him back? And then they'll know that there is a dual diagnosis issue. If they don't accept him, we can still have him scheduled for DDRF. Do you understand what I'm requesting?
Yeah, it sounds like me.
Sounds like what?
Sounds like you're requesting DRRF.
Yes. So I think your evaluation for felony drug court may be sooner, and they have a dual diagnosis program. So I don't know if they knew of all your mental health issues, because I see you were placed at a pay it forward sober living, but I'm receiving a report that you were overwhelmed by it all. And I think that may be because of the medical issues. So what I will do is I'm going to refer you back to felony drug court and let them know that it's a dual diagnosis situation. And we'll also have you scheduled for DDRF. So if that way you're just not sitting there waiting, and whichever comes first, that's the one you'll end up with.
All right.
All right. How does that sound to the defense and state?
Good to say, Your Honor.
Defense has no objection, Your Honor, just for clarification. So if he gets back in the drug court, you're going to allow him to do that?
Yes. And if you're back into felony drug court, you need to remember to let them know that you have a mental health diagnosis, because if you don't tell people, they're not going to know.
Okay.
All right. They may or may not accept you, but I think the turnaround for their evaluation will be quicker than DDRF.
All right.
Because do you all still have to do the medical clearance and everything for the D? So they'll have to do the medical clearance. That's why it will take so long. So I'll deny the motion. Alter and amend conditions. To include a referral to felony drug court and DDRF. And we'll have him brought back just to see where he is in the process, because I don't want you to get lost in the system. So let me see here. And Bashan, you're saying it's going to be like 6 to 8 weeks,
6 to 13.
6 to 13 weeks.
That's for the DDRF.
So we're going to put a phantom date in the system of November 20th. So it's not going to show up on our system that it's November 20th, because if we do that, then DDRF is going to say, oh, he has a court date, so we can't do anything. And they're going to put you to the back of the line. So your attorney knows, and you know that it's going to be November 20th, but it's not going to show up in the system. You understand?
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else you need from the court?
Could I get a copy of the paperwork?
We'll give you a copy, but
All right.
when you get a copy of that reset form, don't say at the jail, this isn't in the system, because it's not going to be in the system. But
Okay.
we'll give you a reset form, okay?
All right.
Can I get a reset form, please? And then state you may continue to confer.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. That's the week of Thanksgiving, correct?
Oh, I didn't look. Yes. but it
Yeah,
is.
and I always try to give the staff some time off with their families during the holidays. So let's put it we'll put it, Bashan, it's going to be November 16th instead, because I realize the 20th is the week of Thanksgiving, and I always try to give you guys a break. So it will be November 16th.
Okay.
Counsel, if you'll come around. You're welcome. Mario Miranda. Mario Miranda.
It's a little bit slow moving up.
That's okay.
Yeah, strike, yeah. So we're not ready yet.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, should I be a problem?
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Mr. Miranda,
Yes, ma'am.
at some point, this case is going to trial. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I've been given a note from magistrate court that they've been trying to get in touch with you, that you don't contact them and you haven't made an appointment with them.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes.
he went and completed that appointment.
All right. And when was that completed?
That should have been back on the,
Because I have that as a September 5th. You
This
have
is-
not
this is
made
dated
contact with
September.
them.
What day was it when you went?
I can't remember, it was.
It was, I believe it's-
September. Yeah, it's September.
Let me look at, I should have a date on my motion, I think.
I didn't bring my paper with me.
But he went there, I personally made sure he was there to meet the doctor that day in the mag court.
All right, which doctor did you meet?
I keep searching through these papers. I know I have something.
No problem.
Dr. James on September 15th, Your Honor.
All right, just one second. Judge Carruthers. Hi, I just wanted to make sure that Mario Miranda has met with all the doctors he needs to meet with. Yeah. I have a case number. All right, it's 2023 CR 0683. All right, if you all will just give me a moment.
Sure, Judge.
Judge Carruthers is going to call me and give me an idea when that report will be done. So then I will set you for a time when that report is done.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so just give us a few
Have a
moments.
seat.
No, thank you.
You're welcome.
Man.
Paris. Hello, oh, you're on this side.
Oh, sorry. Always
Are
good.
you all ready to proceed?
No, Judge, we're still pending a psych evaluation.
All right, is he here today?
They brought my client, which.
Oh, here he is.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Ferris. How are you doing today?
He's looking good today. We had a hearing in front of Judge Carruthers, Judge. He did determine that he needed to have an evaluation done. I tried to email his court yesterday to get a status because it's still not showing a date for a hearing to determine the status of competency.
Well, if you give us a moment, I'm going to find out very quickly when that date hits.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, if you all have a seat, I'll contact Judge Carruthers and we'll find out what the date is.
No, I appreciate it. I was just trying to get the information for you ahead of time to make it a
Oh,
little
no,
easier.
I appreciate that.
Sorry, I couldn't do that.
Christopher Chandler? Yes. Yes. All right, so my understanding is he has unindicted cases,
Correct.
but where are we on this motion to revoke? Because,
Judge, if I could address that for you.
Yes.
I talked to Hank this morning. All the allegations are new number ones. There's a tremendous amount of discovery. I still haven't gotten all of it in yet. Wanted to see if we could get a reset to complete discovery so we can make a determination about how we want to proceed, whether contested or not uncontested.
all right, so I will tell everybody, there's a violation of condition number 4, failure to report for February, March, April, May, June, July. And there are other allegations in the motion other than the new number 1. So,
Is that a supplemental, Your Honor?
yes.
I don't have that one yet.
All right, can you make sure he gets the supplemental? So I'm going to give you all one more reset. After that, this case is going. And state, if you choose to go over on condition number 4 or condition number 1, that's completely up to you all. So we're going to set this for October 26th. Could I have a reset form, please? And that will be contested. Christopher Ray Chandler.
And Your Honor, if we could take up one other issue, Mr. Chandler is on GPS monitor.
Mhm.
It's my understanding he has not had any issues. He's employed at a Jiffy Lube, and we'd like to see if the court would switch him to tracking so he can continue his employment.
Oh, I'll allow him to work But as far as tracking only, no. So is he not being allowed to work?
He got permission last week, but he hasn't been able to get permission since then.
Oh, no, just have them pull a B page and I write on there that he's allowed to work upon proof of employment and hours. That's all you will be allowed to do. Do you understand? All right, why are you whispering?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. And so I said October 26th. Ah, my pen just gave out. Adriana, do you have another pen?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Just one moment. Hi, Judge. All right, so Mr. Chandler, once you all sign this, we'll bring you back on October 26th. Oh, I'm sorry, just one second. I give it to you and I snatch it back. I need to write on here that it's a contested hearing. All right, there you are. You're welcome. And then once he signs it, he's excused. And once you give me the B page,
We're working on that, Judge.
thank you. All right, and is Mr. Sawyer here?
I'm right here, you want?
All right, if you can bring your client up, and can I have another 2 reset forms, please?
Oh, that's the Hoyts.
No, Mario Miranda,
Miranda is right here, you
and he doesn't have to come up.
Okay.
I know there's an issue. We're gonna recall his case back on October 23rd. Judge Carruthers has informed me that the evaluation has been completed and it has been prepared.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let me give you the reset form.
Okay.
And they're saying that they find your client confident.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Oh, if you're right on this, I'm allowed to work upon proof of employment while I fill this out. Thank you.
I'll sign it.
That's it.
All right, could you hand that to Mr. Sawyer, please? Thank you so much. All right, can I see the parties on Paris Ferris? And that's been recent. They're gonna give you the recess on it, and I've signed that. Oh, I need to put the date on that. All right, on Mr. Ferris, Judge Carruthers has informed me that his evaluation was done sort of out of the normal system,
Okay,
but I'm gonna bring him back on October 23rd.
okay,
My understanding is everything should be done by then.
okay.
So I'm gonna give you a reset form so you'll know, Mr. Ferris.
Just gotta make sure everything's good for you, okay? And then we'll see how that works out, and then I'll talk to you some more about what we have to do to get the case resolved. Just something to make sure you're okay, make sure your rights protected. Okay. that makes sense. See.
How you want to go around?
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Do you do that at the movie theater where you push through?
Open there, Judge.
All right.
This is some of those things that.
All right, if you'll just have him sign that and then you're excused.
Some like it would just. Right. There, sorry.
All right, thank you.
All right. I'll see you in a few days.
Very good.
All right. You good?
All right, David Tabarez Pettis.
Judge, he's present. Do you want him up here, Judge?
Yes. How are you doing today?
I'm looking at all your flowers over there.
Oh, thank you. Well, you know what? The roses are from myself. The other ones were sent to me. I think they're so beautiful. And the purple vase, that's my favorite color.
You got good taste, Judge.
Well, actually, the people who sent that to me have great taste. So I love that.
Oh, no, I'm partial to those roses.
Roses are so great.
It's classic.
Well, you know, they've started breeding them. I guess that's the appropriate term, where they're breeding the scent out of them. And so it won't attract bees and it won't attract this. But I love the antique roses. They smell so great. It reminds me of my grandmother.
Right.
All right. State on Tabarez Pettis. We were here because there were some discovery issues with downloading of videos. So has that been done?
I tendered another offer today, Judge, so.
Okay. So do you have all the discovery?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let me just find your client on the docket. How old are you?
17.
17. All right, so the state said that they have tendered an offer. I'm going to give you a 30-day reset. At that time, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. You understand? So I'm giving you that length of time because I know you're young and you probably need to go over things with your attorney and maybe his family members. So
I'll let the court know you've been doing very, very well on this electronic monitoring, Judge.
all right. Are you in school? High school?
Yes.
And you are in felony court. Yes. All right, November 6th or 7th.
7.
What is his Do y'all have a holiday at school in November other than Thanksgiving?
Veterans Day?
Yeah.
Just in November, yeah. Proposed.
Yes, but we're off on Veterans Day, so we will not be here either. Unless people want to have his hearing, but I don't want him missing a lot of school.
Judge, I'm just trying to be sure. Did you say the 7th, Judge?
The 6th or the 7th. What is happening at your school on Monday, November 6th? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Do you know what's happening on November 7th? What classes do you have on Monday?
You don't know.
Yeah.
He's online, Judge.
Oh, you're online? There's still, oh, okay. All right. So what date, counsel?
I have a trial, looks like it's starting on the 6th, and it very likely will go in juvenile court. It's a very serious case, and I'm almost sure it'll start on the 6th.
And how
So-
long is that trial?
That's the 6th is
Monday?
I'm sure we'd be done by Thursday.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we do this November, the following week? Mm-hmm.
The 13th, 14th.
13th or 14th.
That's fine, Judge, 13th.
All right, so we'll be back on November 13th.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, we'll give you a reset
Thank you,
form, then you're
Judge.
excused. You're welcome. And counsel, that will be his plea deadline date.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you so much. You can put it up there, please. Thank you.
Parent Scott? Hello, I don't recognize you. You don't have your pen.
Judge, Brittany is not ready yet. on this.
So just give us a moment.
Okay.
All right, Christopher Esquivel.
Yes, Your Honor.
On that case,
Mhm.
we were here Tuesday, I believe.
Mhm.
I talked to him since, and he's asking for another attorney judge.
All right, do you want to be off the case?
I would think it would be better for Mr. Escobar. I think it's his
Okay.
case, it's his call, so I would respectfully ask the court to appoint another attorney judge.
Okay. Alfonso Cabanas.
President Judge.
Hi. Oh, not on your case.
Oh.
Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
can you tell him about this case?
What's that?
Oh, thank you.
You're so kind.
So
All right, Stephen Carmona.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Have you talked to probation concerning this? Just give us a moment. Probation is going to want to speak to you about Mr. Carmona.
To me?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so just give us a moment.
Yes.
And once you've spoken to probation and the state, then I just ask them to pull your file.
I've spoken to the state already.
Okay.
I'll speak to the probation officer.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Pete Diaz.
On this guy, Judge, they're gonna have a new address, and I just want quick permission, because he's on GPS.
Oh, no, if you will, what is your client charged with? Is that the case we just did?
The one we just did.
All right, so if you, his new address, is that with his parents?
Yes, they're moving from where they're at.
All right, if you will talk to the clerk in the back,
Yes,
because
sure.
they have to put in the system the new address.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're Pete Diaz?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm just checking you off because you were late. And no. I'm excusing people for being a little late because I understand there's the rain and also there's some street lights that were down. So you can take your seat. Arthur Brooks. Arthur Brooks. Renee Garza. Renee Garza Jr. Myra Gallegos. All right, just have a seat. Austin Anderson. Austin Anderson. Lisa Marie Anderson. Courtney Kretzer. All right, thank you. Thomas Blinka. Thomas Blinka.
Judge, on Renee Garza, he was reset for 11-2. It does.
Okay. All right.
I was like, is that my Renee Garza? I have way too many cases in court. I think like half of my felony cases are in your court.
They are.
They just.
You know, that would always happen. Sometimes when I was a defense attorney, you're just in one court, and then sometimes you're in, not in another court. I guess it's just when the cases come up.
Just how it works. I had like five people in a row hired me. It was like 187. Judge, we already on Derek Reyes in New York.
Oh, as soon as I get the file.
Derek Reyes. Hey, Judge.
Yes.
You know the lights are burned out over your name outside?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you on that, Ted, because we've called. You know, we want the spotlight.
If they're not listening to you, they're not gonna listen.
Do you know how long it took me to get certain things done? And I actually had to move from the other courtroom to this one because the equipment was working. And I kept telling them the equipment wasn't working in the other courtroom. And they never gave it to me. So I had to
Personally, I
move.
think it's just bureaucratic inertia.
Mhm. All right. No,
It's not. No. Yes, we're getting, don't worry about it. I'll shake. No problem.
well, I want to know like what the issue is. Because that was the one where Brittany contacted. That was the one where Brittany said that she was contacted by probation, and I told her to contact Jennifer. Okay. 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 Yes, okay, thank you. Okay.
And I did just speak to the probation officer on that case, so
Okay.
we're sending him as a note.
All right. All right, can I see the parties on Terrence Lee Scott? Court is calling 2016 CR 8204, State of Texas versus Terrence Lee Scott. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Mitchell for the state.
Defense?
Melissa Christian for the defendant.
Are you Terrence Lee Scott? Going to show you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision and state's motion to supplement pending motion to revoke probation. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Terrence Lee Scott who's placed on community supervision in 2016 CR 8204 for the offense of assault causing bodily injury, family violence enhanced on June 7, 2017 for a term of 4 years and extended for a total of 2 years and 4 months? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
On or about the 14th day of June 2023 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Terrence Lee Scott did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court officer, supervision officer, and or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Do not speak behind the court reporter when we're on the record. All right, to that violation of condition number 2, how do you plead? True or not true?
True.
On or about the 27th day of April 2023 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Terrence Lee Scott did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court officer, supervision officer, and or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
And Your Honor, at this time, we'll waive the remaining conditions.
Any objection?
No, Judge.
All right, could y'all please whisper in the box? Did you understand by pleading true to violations 2 and 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $1,500 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations 2 and 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find 2 and 2 true. Is there an agreement?
No, Judge.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, we're requesting revocation of the full term.
Defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, Mr. Scott has been on probation since June of 2017. He did not get a violation report for the first 2 years he was on probation. Since that time, there have been different alters and amends to address different issues with Mr. Scott. He has been working as a foreman with Tradesmen International, to provide support to 4 children. He's had 403 cumulative days in jail. Mr. Scott is not opposed to getting any kind of drug or alcohol treatment. The problem is reporting weekly or having to submit weekly to UAs. He loses his job, and so that's been a complete issue for him. We're asking for some leniency from the court, for some thinking outside the box, which this court likes to do, and to assist Mr. Scott or to terminate him because he expires tomorrow. And I realize they filed the MTR in time. I'm not making that argument. I'm just saying that he's basically been on 6 years probation for a 4-year term.
Right. But here's the problem, Mr. Scott. The reason why you have the number of times you need to report is because you violated your probation. I don't add conditions just to add conditions. And you've been before me before. June 13, 2019, there was a violation of condition number 1. And can you text off the record, can you text her and let her know I see her in the waiting room and I'm gonna bring her in right after this? Oh, this one's different, okay. All right, is that Vaughn? All right. So the probation officer for this case is going to be zooming in shortly. But June 13, 2019, there was a violation of condition number 1. And I denied the motion and altered amend conditions. And then September 24th, that really wasn't a violation on your part. That was just a request to change your address. And then we ended up having a contested hearing scheduled. And we came back in March. There was a violation of condition number 28. And that's when you were extended. And that's when you were told to enroll in the BIP course by March 9th. You either had a choice of doing the patch or either weekly UAs for 30 days and then random UAs thereafter. So you had a choice. You could have done the patch.
I chose the patch and I was waiting. That's when I went to ISF
Okay.
after that.
All right. And then,
That was last year.
right. Then on October 25th, we had a violation of condition number 1. And the motion was denied. And that's when you went to ISF. And then we tried felony drug court. And then felony drug court, you were not allowed, because of your history. So the reason why you're on the UAs is because you haven't been doing what the court has been requesting of you. Online, we have the probation officer. Is there any objection to the probation officer appearing online for the court to see what your client has done? All right. Are you Drew Wallace? You're muted.
Can you hear me now, Judge?
Yes.
Thank you.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Can you state your name for the record, please?
First name Drew, last name Wallace.
And are you the probation officer for Terrence Lee Scott?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right. Can you tell the court, the state is asking for revocation. Of course, the defense does not want revocation. She just wants her client to be terminated unsatisfactorily. What has he done?
So while on probation, so I obtained the case after the probationer completed state ISF. Upon completion of state ISF, he was placed into the ISP program. And while in ISP, he has not completed anything. The one big thing that I know in order to complete his probation was he needed to complete BIP and pay the restitution. And there has been no progress with that BIP course, and there has been no payment of that restitution.
Okay. So state is asking for revocation. What is probation's recommendation in this case?
Probation's recommendation at this time was for the probationer, is revocation as well.
All right. State or defense, do you have any questions of the officer?
Briefly. Mr. Wallace.
Yes, ma'am.
So you came on after the local ISF?
He completed state.
Okay. I noticed that one of the recommendations is gang diversion program. What's the reasoning for that?
Gang diversion program is because after a review of a database called Text Gang, the probationer is a documented gang member of the Mandingo Warriors.
And let's see, and on June 14th, 2023. I guess I'm reading that the probationer was supposed to come to court that day.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what happened that day?
As far as I was advised, the probationer showed up to court.
Okay, so that objection will be sustained.
Okay. Okay. No further questions, Charlie.
Any questions?
Mr. Wallace, can you tell us what things that Mr. Scott has done and has completed?
Yes, I can. The probationer has completed state ISF. He did not qualify for the felony drug court. His safe PU was waived as well. He also completed 40 hours of community service, basically waived due to COVID vaccine. And he has also completed weekly UAs for 30 days back in 21. A TAP evaluation conducted in 2019, and then also completed, dual diagnosis outpatient back in 2017, as well as completed BIP once in 2017 as well, and then provided a DNA sample as well.
Okay, and has he paid anything towards anything?
The last payment that I have on file for the probationer is back in February of 2023.
Okay, and when did you get assigned to this case? What's the date that you picked this case up?
Yes, let me go here. The probationer entered into ISP in December of 22, and I was also assigned to him at that time as well.
When in 2022, I'm sorry?
12/9/22.
And do your computer records show what he completed or what he did prior to 12/9/2022?
Yes, it does.
Okay, and those were some of the things that you just told us, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it your policy if people have not paid or have not completed programs, you recommend termination, or I'm sorry, you recommend revocation?
Not for lack of payments and things like that. Typically what we will recommend in those regards for like if there's still money to be owed to the court, we will recommend extensions and such.
But if they have not completed certain programs, you're going to recommend revocation pretty much across the board, right?
Not necessarily, ma'am. It's a case by case basis.
Okay. And do you know how many days that Mr. Scott has spent in jail during this period of time, the last 4 to 6 years that he's been on probation?
I'm not aware of the total amount of time that he has spent in jail during his probation term. No, ma'am.
Okay, does your computer show that he has been incarcerated for different violations?
Yes, due to MTR warrants and things like that.
Okay, and also awaiting different types of whether or not he's going to be allowed into certain programs, waiting to see if beds are available.
Yes, ma'am.
Pass it.
Okay, and just briefly, you mentioned that he has not done anything, I think under the ISP supervision. Is that when you took over?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Post release from ISF, he was placed into the ISP program. And like I said, that in consulting with the court, the court advised me that the two key things that they wanted the probationer to go ahead and complete was BIP and restitution, and I have neither progress on either of those.
Did you specifically inform him of that?
Yes, I did.
And did he seem to understand that?
Yes.
Where is Mr. Scott supposed to be residing on probation?
I have 5159 Village Green.
Okay, and when was the last time that probation was able to verify that he was there?
That was back in May of 23.
Have there been any concerns as far as if he's still at that residency?
Yes, I received anonymous information back in June of,
Just 1 second. The objection will be sustained. I'm assuming it's to hearsay.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
And,
sustained.
and just yes or no, not what they said.
oh, yes.
No further questions, John.
All right.
Mr. Wallace, did you receive some kind of paperwork from Mr. Scott and that enabled him to get on the waiting list for VIP?
Not to my recollection, no, ma'am.
You aren't aware that actually contained within the MTR that the judge has before her, it says he was 9th on the waiting list?
Is that for BIP or another
Yep,
course?
that's for VIP. You're not aware of that?
He says he's 9th on the waiting list?
Yep.
Where, and you said that is on the court summary, madam?
Yes.
If you do not mind me asking, where do you see that on the court summary?
I don't have it in front of me, sir. The judge has it.
All right. Well, it's, the court has read all of the documents.
That's something you were not aware of, correct?
That is correct.
We'll pass.
All right. Is there anything else for Mr. Scott?
No.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wallace.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Wallace, for zooming in. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, madam.
All right. All right. Is there anything else before the court makes its decision?
Judge, the only other thing that I'd like the court to know is Mr. Scott's wife is here, even though she's indicated in some of the violation reports. She thinks that he's a great dad. She likes him being.
All right.
able
And
to
what
see
is
his-
her name?
You know what, Judge? I don't have it in front of me. I
Is it
apologize.
Angelica Scott?
Yes.
All right. So when was the no contact order lifted on that? Because I ordered no contact.
The harmful content.
No. I ordered no contact in my order.
I believe,
Let me
Judge,
see
it was
when I-
I believe it was amended to a no harm.
All right, let me see where that was.
Oh, I wish we had Mr. Wallace.
Change of residence. All right, if you want to have her come forward. But if that no contact order was changed, it was not from me, it was from another judge, but she can come forward.
Honestly, I don't think she wants to come forward. To be
Okay.
honest, I'm just giving the court summary that he has been supportive of the 4 children that they have together. They've been together. for a
Oh,
long-
she says she wants to come forward.
Okay.
Melissa, I just received a police report. I'm pulling it off. Yeah.
All right, state, is there a police report involving her?
Yes.
All right, then you may not want to testify.
It's fine.
Well, no, because let me
It's
just,
not,
let me just tell you some issues. If there's a police report where you call the police on,
Okay.
well, let me just finish, okay? If there's a police report and his counsel will be able to tell you this, if there's a police report where you call the police on him for any type of family violence or anything of that nature, and if you want to come before this court and say, everything's been going great, he didn't do what I call the police for. I haven't seen the police report. I don't want to know what it says. I've never seen the state or the police pursue charges against someone who accuses somebody of family violence, and then they want to come to court and say that they didn't do it. I have yet to see somebody have charges brought against them. But that being the case, if that is what that says, then what will end up happening is I'll need to have an attorney appointed to you to let you know there is a potential maybe for criminal charges.
yes, ma'am.
So I'm assuming what you're going to come and tell me is that he's a great father. You want him in your life. You don't want him to go to prison.
No, ma'am.
Oh, you're going to be saying that you want him to go to prison?
I want him to get help.
Oh, okay. All right.
He is a great father.
No, because she's going to need an attorney to
It's not a
represent.
police report.
It's
It's not a police report.
It's an, I hadn't reviewed it. I just got sent it. It's an incident detail report.
We're gonna
Alright.
object.
Could I see the report? Any objections to the court receipt, seeing what the report is about? So I'll know whether or not she needs an attorney.
She is not the reporting person.
Okay.
So, and it's a welfare check.
Right.
Nice.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so do we need her as a witness? She's gonna say he needs help. Does anybody want to call her as a witness?
I would like to call her as a witness.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Angelica Maria Scott.
I'm sorry.
Can you repeat that?
Angelica Maria Scott.
State.
Ms. Scott, are you aware that Mr. Scott has been reporting to probation that he is residing, I believe with his, I forgot what he said, a mother or in San Antonio? I'm gonna object to your side.
All right, that'll be sustained.
Okay. When was the last time you saw Mr. Scott prior to today?
June 11th of 2023.
Okay. Do you recall the police getting called to your home on June 13th of 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know sign language?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign to them that day when you opened the door?
Yes, I did.
And what did you tell them in sign language?
That he was there.
And why did you feel the need to use sign language instead of speaking?
Because Mr. Scott had told me that if he went back to jail, that his family was going to kill me.
All right. All right, I believe that's enough. Do you have any questions, defense?
Scott, what are you asking the court for today?
I want the court to give him help. I don't think a long-term sentencing is right because Mr. Scott does have a drug and alcohol problem around family members and friends. I tried to help him. I tried to get him help. He says he's grown, but he's a wonderful father. But as far as a spouse, no. I just want him what's best because he is there for my child. He's been there for my child since she was 16 months. And their bond is you couldn't tell that's not his child. I want help from him, but a long-term sentencing, no. If he can stay away from people, then I know he could be best. I know he can be better.
All right, thank you so much for letting me know. All right.
Oh, can I be dismissed?
Sure.
Because I need you. Thank you.
All right, is there anything else from either side?
No, you're on.
All right, Mr. Scott. I want you to know that I listen to testimony. I listen to everything that everyone says. I give people chances when they're on probation. You've had a lot of chances on probation, and all you had to do was do what I was asking you to do. And this is, I think, 1, 2, 3. This is your 4th motion to revoke. And people will always come to me and you know what they say? Well, I can't go to prison because I'll lose my job. I don't know why people don't think about that when you're on probation. So the court is finding violation of condition 2 and 2 true. Court will grant the motion. And I want you to know your revocation is not because of the witness who just testified. This revocation is because of you and what you did not do, because you have a contract with the court. The contract is not with your attorney. It's not with the state. It's not with your family members. It's not with Ms. Scott. Do you understand? All right. The court is going to grant the motion. The court is going to sentence you to 10 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, credit for any inpatient treatment. There's a $1,500 fine. Time and money to run it is to run concurrent. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Angelica Scott, Amir, Amir Allen, Bashan, Binshawn Allen, Sirius, Sirius Allen. There's to be no contact with them. There's to be no contact with them through third parties. Do you understand? That's yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, I viewed something.
All right. You have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are on community supervision. Do you understand?
So,
All right. And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. And because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're also not allowed to own any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that means, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right. And I've given you credit for time in any inpatient treatment that you completed. All right. We can go off the record. You're going to have to do better. You understand? All right. Good luck to you.
It would be excused.
Yes.
Your Honor, we're ready on Mr. Carmona whenever the court's ready.
All right. I'm going to take up Mr. Carmona after I take up Mark Anthony Alvarez. If you'll come forward, please.
They're talking out in the hallway.
Yes.
With
I'll just have a seat and we'll take this up. All right. Carmona. Can I see the file on Carmona, please? All right, Stephen Carmona. All right, and you are Manager Vaughn for probation, is that correct?
Yes, Judge Jennifer Vaughn.
All right, if you could speak up a little bit because I'm barely able to hear you.
Yes, Judge Jennifer Vaughn, Supervisor.
All right, so just give me 1 second. Let me find the docket sheet. So in regards to him, I wanted to make sure that you understand what the court's ruling is. And so there's no confusion when you go report to probation. My understanding is there may be some slight confusion going on. So I want to make sure that's cleared up. He is not to have any contact with Linda, Stephanie Cortinas Hernandez. Now, they do have children. Is that correct?
One child, Your
They have one child. He's not to have any personal or in-person contact with her. With regards to child arrangements, he is allowed through third parties to have arrangements for visitation with his child. But the only thing that third party is allowed to discuss with her is, this is where we're going to be dropping out the child. This is where I'll pick up the child. And if there are child drop-offs, you are not allowed to be at the child drop-off. You understand?
Okay.
So if there's arrangement for a drop-off at the police station, the only persons who should be showing up at the police station for the exchange would be the third party that he's having there. Your mother, the grandmother, but you are not allowed to show up at the exchange. Do you understand?
Sure.
If you show up at the child exchange, that's going to be a violation. If there is some type of game or school activity, you're going to need permission from the court to actually show up to that event. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So until I give you permission, you are not to show up at activities at school because I'm assuming she will be there. Do you understand?
I do.
Is there any confusion about what the court is ordering?
No, my attorney will know how to ask for that. Right?
Yes.
Okay,
And then if you have an attorney on the civil side, I'm unsure.
I do.
So that attorney will know how to ask for that. And Mr. Cisneros will know how to come back to the court and say, there's a school activity going on, or there's teacher-parent night. He'll be able to let the court know. And then if possible, I may make arrangements for that. but there is to be no contact with her whatsoever. And I know sometime on the civil side, they will have the app where they talk. What will happen with that is you'll need permission from this court to use that app to discuss anything with her. Do you understand?
I do. I'll let my attorney on the civil side know because that was supposed to be set up.
All right. And if your attorney wants that to happen on the criminal side, he'll need to come in and perhaps Mr. Cisneros can speak with him and speak with probation, and they may not have a problem with you all discussing things in that app. Because I know that app is designed so that there's protection for both parties and everything is preserved and saved in that app. But I don't want you to get off to a bad start. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So on there, it says, one of the conditions, no supervision of minors. That includes me coaching because I'm a coach for his flag football team.
All right. There is no unsupervised contact with minors. So what that means is there needs to be another adult there.
Okay, so I'm okay to continue to coach.
I mean, you can coach, but if she is going to be there during the coaching, you can't do it because you can't have any contact with her. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when I say no unsupervised contact with minors, again, that is there until you start your classes. And once you started those classes, the court will reconsider. You need to get some parenting classes under your belt. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Manager Vaughn, is there anything about the court's order? Is everybody on the same page?
Yes, Your Honor. Do you want any of these additional items like third-party visitation, not allowed to be at the exchange? Do you want any of that as amended conditions?
Well, no, I'd already ordered that at the last hearing that we had.
Oh,
But
okay.
if it will make it easier for probation to put that in amended conditions so everyone will know where we stand, I'm fine with that being added as an amended condition.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
It was, the condition states through court order.
Okay.
And we already have that in temporary court orders, Your Honor.
All right. So you have that in court orders that it's through a third party?
Temporarily, yes, ma'am.
All right. So he has a civil court order that it's through a third party, but I'm adding to that order. You're not to be at pickup and drop off. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. And that's in the temporary court orders as well.
All right. So what I need you to do, Mr. Cisneros, if you'll make sure that probation has a copy of that order so that we won't step on each other's toes.
Okay.
All right. All right. So they'll give you that civil order.
Okay, that sounds good. That'll help.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else?
That's it, Your Honor.
All right. And the reason why I had you to come back is because I realized at least I was receiving reports that there was some confusion. So I don't want any confusion and for you to get off on a bad start with being on probation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mr. Cisneros. I told them, call Johnny. He'll have him here right away.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for zooming in on such short notice.
Of course, no problem. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Derek Reyes. Hello. We see each other again. All right, so what is happening with this case? Discovery compliance?
Judge, it was surveillance video that we just provided to defense this morning.
All right, so is that all of discovery?
I think so, Judge. It's an inbox man. It's actually a double. So these things have a lot. So I'd like some time just to look through and make sure I feel like I have everything before we set it through.
All right, Ms. Ferguson? On Derek Reyes, give me a 30-day reset. That will be the last discovery date. And then state you'll need to be prepared to make an offer at that time.
Yes,
And
sir.
then after that, I will give you a plea deadline date. And then after that, potentially a trial date, depending on what your decision is with the plea bargaining agreement.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, what date? November 6th. All right, we'll be back on November 6th. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. And everyone, the court is recessing at 12. I know I say that every day, but this time I mean it because we have a jury trial. Eric Johnson. All right. This is criminal trial division.
I dealt with pain.
All right, thank you. Court is calling 2022 CR 4342, State of Texas versus Eric Victor Johnson. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Anton Hyde for the citizen accused.
Are you Eric Victor Johnson?
I am.
All right, I'm gonna need to make sure you keep your voice up, okay?
Yes.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision and First Amended Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes.
Are you the same Eric Victor Johnson who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 4342 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on July 13, 2022 for a term of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 19th day of August, 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Eric Victor Johnson, committed the offense of possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, PG1, 4 grams to 200 grams in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
And Your Honor, we waive and abandon the other violations alleged in the motion to revoke.
No objection.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 4 years in prison and up to $1,000 fine?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, I do.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Your Honor. We are asking that you grant the motion, revoke the defendant, and we've agreed to 4 years to do, Judge.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, and with regards to the new case?
Oh, yes, Judge. We're taking into consideration the new case, Judge.
And do you have a cause number?
Yes, ma'am. Or I will in one moment, Judge. Sorry about that.
It's a mag number,
Okay,
7263377.
all right, is that the number?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Johnson, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, I am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, I am.
All right, the court will find violation of condition number 1 true, grant the motion, sentence you to 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, take in consideration night mag number 726377. Going to show you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
And did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Johnson, it appears that you have health issues. Do you want to spend the remainder of your life in prison or in jail?
Not really. No.
All right, so you're gonna have to make different decisions. You understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Caleb Crum.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. Today is his plea deadline date.
It is just, we are going to be asking for a little bit more time. I've got two motions that I've prepped up. I have them for you to review here today if you care to. Otherwise, we can have a standalone setting if you
I
prefer.
let me see, what are the motions?
It's a motion to appoint, oh, thank you. Mental health expert and investigator. I'm retained on the case, but I was hired by his mom. His mom has since had a change in employment, which cut her salary in half. She can no longer afford to fund those types of things. I have my client's last 3 pay stubs up there. He was originally declared indigent and appointed an attorney. I believe he's still indigent, so we'd ask the court to allow him the types of relief that an indigent client would have, even though I'm retained on the case. I believe that these are pertinent to us evaluating Mr. Crom, both in far as the guilt and innocence goes, as well as if he is found guilty.
So are you saying that he is incompetent or?
I don't think he's incompetent. I have concerns potentially about the legal definition of sanity sometimes, not when I interact with him, but just based on statements others have said.
So are you asking for a sanity evaluation?
That and just a mental health evaluation to determine how he perceives the world, how his brain reacts to certain situations, et cetera.
All right, so with regards to your motions, the court will set a date to have a hearing on those. And you'll need to bring documentation that he's unable to afford a mental health expert.
Are the pay stubs that I provided sufficient? They should be in there somewhere, but if not, I'll double
No,
check.
we'll set it for a hearing. Ms.
Okay,
Ferguson,
here, sorry.
can you set this for a hearing? It shouldn't take that long
His mom might want to testify. Can she do it via Zoom, Judge?
if the state has no objection.
I don't think I would. And that's
All right. So Ms. Ferguson, can you give us a date?
I can do, October 18th
Are you able to put it on next week?
next week.
If not, we can do it the 18th.
18th, but it would have to be exactly at 9 in the morning.
I actually happen to be open the 18th and 9 o'clock.
Let me see. Are we gonna be in a jury trial that week?
We might.
Can we do it at 8:30 maybe before y'all would?
No.
Fair enough, Judge. I had to ask.
Norma, can you put it on the 16th or 17th?
I can do it on the 16th.
All right. October 16th for your motions. Make sure they're filed.
We'll do just. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I have the paper cups back? Yeah. Scan.
Have that, Nathan.
Appreciate it. All right. We're relieved at this point, Judge?
Once you sign the reset forms.
And thank you, Judge. I'm just not.
Jennifer Maris. Where is she? Okay. Yes. All right, are you all ready for a hearing?
Your Honor, I believe we have an agreed reset on this matter.
Okay.
We conferred. I would like to, at this point, I believe we're gonna end up going to the court on this matter. I'd like to be able to get some extra time just to get some necessary witnesses to be able to speak on Ms. Mata's behalf regarding this issue.
All right, the witnesses need to be about this $157,000.
Well, yes, Your Honor, they're gonna be discussing, I guess, Ms. Mata's character on how, that the court, I guess to give the court full context of the situation, of her financial situation, context of why prison really isn't the, a good option for Ms. Mata.
So I'm not going to tell anybody how to do their case, but the allegation that the court has here is that she hasn't paid $157,000.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
somebody needs to probably bring witnesses to explain why somebody hasn't paid $157,000 in over 10 years, allegedly,
Yes, Your Honor.
and that they've only remitted $16,000. So everyone, your witnesses need to be here to address that issue. Because if that issue is not addressed, because my understanding, this is the only allegation in the motion, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. And I guess just to talk to the court a little bit about the situation is Miss Mata is, since this case is, once she was sentenced to 6 months, the moment she got out, she got a job as much, and then I think it was working $10 an hour at the time. Unfortunately, she has a felony conviction now, a felony conviction for a theft case.
No, counsel, no, I understand, and I understand you want to bring character witnesses in, but I'm just saying that what's going to need to be addressed is $157,000, because Ms. Maris, people can come in and say, she's a great person, but we still need to address the $157,000. So I'm hopeful that people will bring in people to address this $157,000.
Yes, Your Honor, we will be
Okay.
bringing in people to discuss their financial ability.
Okay, awesome. All right, Miss, how much time do you need?
I would like at least 30 to 45 days, Your Honor, if that's possible, just to get the necessary witnesses. Some of them are going to be coming from out of town.
Are you
And I just
not
wanna give-
objecting to appearing by Zoom, the people who are coming from out of town?
No, and I've told him I also won't object if he wants to submit some letters.
Mhm.
I usually do for hearsay grounds, but for this situation, I
Yes.
told him he can present what he needs to
So
present.
we won't need 30 days.
Okay.
Yeah. So any witnesses you have, the state is saying they can appear by Zoom. If you want to present letters, you can present letters.
Okay, well, Your Honor, if I can, I would like at least 2 weeks possibly, just because my calendar is quite full for the next 2
problem.
weeks.
Ms. Ferguson, on Maris, can you put this for a contested towards the end of the month? All right, October 30th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. All right, anyone else ready? We are recessing at 12. You have probably an hour and 2 minutes left. All right, thank you. No, I did not. No. Juan Javier de Hoyos Garcia.
President.
All right, are you all ready to proceed on the motion to revoke?
Judge, I've been appointed 3 new felony indictments in the same client.
Okay.
I've spoken to Jason Garahan. We can get reset for about a week. We'll try and package the entire thing up rather than break it into series of hearings.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. So you're asking for a week or 2 weeks?
Whatever Jason needs.
Oh, whatever the court wants to allow. I mean, I'm
What do
good with
y'all
1
need?
or 2, Judge. I think defense was just assigned, so I think 2 weeks would probably be more appropriate.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you can recall this for 2 weeks, please. All right, we'll come back on October 19th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome.
Right.
De Hoyos.
Ramon? Yeah.
Right. Hope she got it. No. Good shit. Can we switch my guy to the end?
Yeah.
And Deputy Laura, people will be going back at that time. Oh, this is, you can send people back at 11:50.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's out there.
Maybe that was for the initial. No, I've done that. Good, I'm great.
Eduardo Ramon. The attorney for Eduardo Ramon. Come forward, please. Probation, this is an application. Court is calling 2023 CR 4449, State of Texas versus Eduardo Ramon. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense.
Daniel Rodriguez.
Are you Eduardo Ramon?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Ramon, I'm showing you what's entitled application for probation. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Ms. Ramon, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Ramon, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $500 fine. State recommends community supervision, and there's to be restitution of $57. I'm assuming that's for drug testing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of repeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 10 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours of community service restitution, no contact with Gina, Michelle, Garcia, regular UAs, sober support meetings to be determined by Bexar County Probation. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
Your Honor, I offer State's Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
Judge, we have reviewed it. We have no objection.
All right, state, you may continue to confer. Mr. Ramon, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge. One thing is, Mr. Ramon is on a fixed income, and he would ask respectfully if the court would consider lowering the monthly probation fee if that's possible.
Okay. All right, who is Gina to you? Gina Garcia.
It's the female that was with me in the pickup when I got arrested. I don't know who she is.
So you just picking up strangers?
Well, no, it was a friend of mine. I was giving her a ride to the store, but I don't really know her. I don't.
How do you end up giving somebody a ride to a store and it ends up at a drug house?
Oh, well, I was.
I mean, I'm asking you. I didn't pick her up.
Yes, I understand. I didn't know it was a drug house. It was supposed to be a relative, her cousin, and she has to stop there to speak to him, but I didn't know it was a drug house.
Well, what are you doing with the pipe in the car?
It was her stuff. She put on my site.
Yeah, if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Negative.
All right, when's the last time you used?
I haven't used.
You don't use drugs at all?
No, ma'am, and I don't use alcohol.
All right, if he's drug tested, what are the results going to be?
I expect it to be clean, Judge.
All right. State, are you aware of this?
Sorry, Judge.
He's saying the drugs were not his, that he drove this Gina person to a home and that she picked up drugs. He didn't know she was going to pick up drugs and she threw him on his side of the car when the police.
After reviewing the evidence, I don't necessarily find that credible, Judge.
Okay.
I think that would be something we could explore in trial.
Oh, I know, I understand. Do you want a jury trial?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Are you employed?
I'm retired.
All right, so what do you do?
What do I do?
Well, yeah, because I read in the police report that this was a vehicle that was supposed to be used just for special events.
That was your antique truck.
It's my antique truck.
Okay. All right. Do you have grandchildren or anything?
No, ma'am.
So what do you do in your spare time that you retired? Just work on the antique truck?
Well, no, actually, I built 26-inch beach bikes that I'm gonna give to the homeless children on Mission Road. I donated to them, so I have a bicycle.
Okay. What is his criminal history?
He has an arson conviction in about 89 or 90. So that's why he's a convicted felon.
All right, what was the arson about?
The arson was about, there was some junkies living in the neighborhood and they stole a truck from me, a welding machine and one of my Harleys. So I torched down the building where they were in, but I made sure they weren't in there. Nobody got hurt.
Oh, you were doing a Vincenzo.
Yes, whatever that means, but yes.
Yeah.
So I was doing Charles Bronson.
Oh, okay. Well, now Charles Bronson did more than just torch a building with nobody in there. All right. So is that his only?
That's the major one. I don't think there was any felonies other than that.
Okay. So does he have any other criminal history? Because I'm trying to make a decision on the length of probation time. Who's that against?
That's against my.
And I don't want the facts, just.
My sister's granddaughter that was renting a house from.
Okay, No, you don't, I don't want you to go into
Oh,
the
okay.
facts of that. I'm just trying to figure out who you are.
My sister's granddaughter.
Mhm.
There's the two arsons in 88, Judge. There's the criminal mischief in 89, and then this assault that we just talked about from 2022, Judge. That's-
So are the two arsons the same time frame?
Looks like they're the same. Yes, ma'am. Same offense date.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else from either side?
No, Judge. No, Judge.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 10 years in the prison. Court will suspend and probate that for 6 years. There is a $500 fine that will be probated. There's to be restitution of $57. TAP evaluation and follow TAP results. If TAP recommends inpatient treatment, we'll start with outpatient treatment. 200 hours of community service restitution. If he is truly giving bikes to the homeless children and probation, if he provides documentation of that, how many bikes are we talking about?
At least 10 minimum.
All right. So if he provides a minimum of 10 bikes to the homeless children, then we will deem his community service hours satisfied. And I'm not requiring you to provide bikes to the homeless, but that's what you told me you were doing.
Yes, ma'am. Also, can I say something?
Yes.
I also, there's a church around the corner from my house. I go there twice a month and collect food, and then I give it to people that need food there in the neighborhood.
All right.
That need food.
Let probation know.
Okay.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular UAs, no contact with Gina, Michelle Garcia. You can do a field visit one time for 2 months. If everything is fine, then probation, you can do field visits as you deem appropriate. And counsel, once he provides proof that he's on a fixed income, I'll do minimum supervisory fees.
Very good. Thank you, Judge.
Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need to be successful from the court?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. How old are you?
66.
You know better than to pick up people and give people rides who are a friend of a friend of a friend. And then when they say, I just want you to drop me off at the grocery store, then they have all these other stops in between. You should know not to do that, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your consideration.
God bless you.
Oh, thank you. God bless you too. And thanks for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you.
All right. It's always good seeing you, Manny. Have a good one.
You too, Judge.
All right. Thomas Pauly. All right, are you all ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor. The only thing is, we need to pick a condition that we'll agree on.
Okay.
Yeah.
We.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Are y'all ready?
We're already.
All right, court is calling 2022 CR 3925, State of Texas versus Thomas Richard Pauly III. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Humberto Saldaña for Thomas Richard Pauly III.
Are you Thomas Richard Pauly III?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled motion to revoke deferred adjudication. Well, motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Thomas Richard Pauly III who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 3925 for the offense of theft $2,500 to $30,000 vehicle on September 19, 2022 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 2, on or about the 12th day of January 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Thomas Richard Pauly III, did then and there illegally use a substance, namely marijuana, in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor. Violated condition number 2, on or about the 27th day of January 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Thomas Richard Pauly III, did then and there illegally use a substance, namely marijuana, in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor. Your Honor, we waive the other violations alleged in the motion.
All right, before you all say you're waiving, what is going to happen with violation of condition number 4, the failure to report for February and March 2023?
Judge, we have an explanation and we'd like for you to consider what Mr. Pauly has to say about that.
All right, so did he not report?
I tried
No,
contacting.
no. If he didn't report,
Right.
then that's a plea of true with explanation.
It is technically a plea of true with explanation, Your Honor. He has vehemently says that he wants to give the court an explanation and see the whole.
Yeah, I
truth.
mean, if he wants to plead true to it and give the court an explanation, the court will consider the explanation.
So we plead true to that, Your Honor.
Violated condition number 4 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Thomas Richard Pauly III, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of February and March 2023 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Your Honor, we waive the other violations alleged in the motion.
Any objections to the waivers?
No objection.
Did you understand by pleading true to violations 2, 2, and 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to 2, 2, and 4?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find 2, 2, and 4 true. Is there an agreement?
Your Honor, there's not an agreement this morning on the court summary. Probation's recommendation is the SATIF followed by aftercare or revocation with credit for the 154 days. I believe defense would like to ask for something less restrictive, Judge, but we are asking that you adjudicate the defendant to grant the motion and adjudicate the defendant guilty this morning. And we're asking for SATIF, Judge.
Okay. All right, defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, may I put on some proof through the defendant?
Sure. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Thomas Richard Pauly.
All right, so why are you testing positive for marijuana?
Hanging around the wrong person.
No, because let me explain something to you. If the person you were hanging around, let's say their name is John. If John were on probation out of this court, and I would ask them, so John, why are you testing positive for marijuana? You know what they tell me? Hanging around the wrong person. And I would say, who is that? And they would say, it's you. So let's not do this hanging around the wrong person.
Well, it was supposed to be like CBD. It wasn't supposed to be marijuana. That's the thing. That's what I was told. So.
Okay.
So you were on probation for the charge for which you find yourself having a motion to revoke your probation this morning. Who are you reporting to in probation, at probation?
Ms. Quintanilla.
Ms. Quintanilla, and for how many months did you report to her?
About 4 or 5.
Okay, and is February and March of this year also included in the time you're referencing?
I attempted to report to her.
Okay, illuminate us on that. What do you mean you attempted to report to Ms. Quintanilla?
We had an appointment and I called her to see if we could set it back for about an hour or so. She never called me back and I followed up with her for a whole month and a half, and I never got any responses. My IOP counselor that I was.
One thing at a time. So what did you do to try to communicate with Ms. Quintanilla?
I was reporting to my IOP classes that I completed.
Just a
and-
second. Excuse me, if you all are in the box, you cannot talk if you're behind the court reporter. So that means if you're on the first row or the second row, y'all need to move towards that end to speak. And if you all could whisper. All right, yes.
My IOP officer,
Just a minute, Mr. Pauly. I'm sorry. I'm asking very specifically. What means did you try to communicate with this probation officer?
by phone and email.
Okay, how many times on each?
At least once every other day for a good month.
Good month, meaning February or March or overlapping months?
Overlapping months.
And were you successful in ever reaching Ms. Quintanilla?
No, sir.
Okay. And this was regarding your being late for one report date?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so you made a good faith effort to try to get with Ms. Quintanilla and reschedule that appointment. right?
Definitely.
Okay. And you did that by telephonic means as well as email?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you are representing the court. You don't have a problem reporting to probation, is that right?
No,
And that it won't be an issue if you continue on probation, is that right?
no, sir.
Okay. And that even if you get Ms. Quintanilla, that you understand you'll be there physically and wait for her physically if you can't get through in the future.
Definitely.
Is there anything else that you want the court to know about your IOP?
I completed it. I just, I didn't finish it up because Miss Quintanilla wasn't answering and I figured I was gonna get violated and I just didn't finish it up, I guess.
Now, you told me prior that you missed a UA at the end of the,
Yeah,
is that right?
yes. Me and Mr. Almaguer went through extensive hoops to make sure I completed every single class and to my attendance was all up to par.
Okay. So you attended how many different classes, if you remember?
Oh, man, it was like 9 weeks worth of classes, 2 times a week, Tuesday and Thursday.
So that's roughly what, about 2.5 months?
Yes, plus our individual counseling session.
And you represented the court that you were invested enough to go to, how many is it, once a week?
Yes, twice a week.
Twice a week, so 2 times 9 weeks, you said?
Yes, sir.
So you represented, you did about 18 appointments for
Mhm.
the IOP?
Plus their individuals, which there was 3 of.
Okay. And so you understand that the onus is on you and there's no excuse for this most probation, right?
Yes, sir.
And this passing the buck to Ms. Quintanilla will not work in the future.
Yes, sir.
You understand that?
Yes.
And you understand that you're on the line, even though this is the first MTR, you've got to bring your behavior to comport with what probation is asking you to do.
Certainly.
And in the future, there will be no more excuses. Is
No,
that right?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you're telling the court?
That's what I'm telling the court.
And that they can put you on 0 tolerance and not have to worry about you anymore.
Yes, sir.
And are you asking the court to reconsider allowing you to redo the intensive outpatient program as well as continue on probation?
Yes, sir, I am.
I pass away, Mr. Brown.
State any questions?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Pauly, my name is Hank Wilkins. If I ask anything you don't understand, you can just tell me that. So were you sentenced in the 187th or your initial sentence was in September of 2022?
Yes, sir.
Was that in this courtroom?
Yes, sir.
And so when you were having trouble reaching your probation officer, did you ever come back here?
No, I did not come back here. I thought probation and court was 2 different entities. I thought probation and court was 2 separate entities. I didn't know that I could come back to the courtroom to ask questions.
Okay. The judge didn't tell you that when she gave you your terms and conditions?
She may have, I just didn't recall. I didn't remember it.
Okay. And so you tried to call and email in February and March?
Yes, sir.
And did you do anything in April?
Yes, I did. I'm sure I called her at least a couple more times. Yeah, because I was reporting to Mr. Almaguer, still my counselor. Yes. That's when I sent another email out.
I'm sorry.
Yes, that's whenever I sent the second email out.
And what about May, June, and July?
May, June, and July, I had stopped reporting because I didn't get any calls back and I finished my classes.
Okay, so you stopped reporting in May?
Right.
Okay, so April was the last month you reported.
Right.
Okay. So what do you think is gonna be different on IOP this time than last time?
I have a place to stay. I got my own apartment. I got a great job, a really, really good job that pays $20 an hour. It's really good. I'm going back to college to do my bachelor's. I just finished my associates. I got in contact with my kids again. Finally, me and my kid's mother have made amends and I'm seeing them again. Quite a few things.
Congratulations on graduating. Have you done the parenting program yet?
I never got referred to it by my PO. I just was about to finish up my IOP and I never got referred to it.
Okay, I passed the witness, Judge.
And so you're fairly early on in your probation, but you're saying that one thing at a time is what you understood from probation, that they wanted you to finish up your IOP and then they were going to refer you to parenting class. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But you have no objection to do parenting class, right?
No, sir.
And you represent to the court that you'll deal without a problem?
Yes, sir.
Nothing for you.
All right, anything from probation?
Your Honor, I do want to point out that there was a field visit attempt on April 25th of 2023, where there was a slip left with reporting instructions. And my understanding from the officer, he has been given reporting instructions various times where he can't get in contact with someone. He is just to show up at the office and someone will see him.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Pauly, I've heard everything from both sides. I'm going to give you a choice. Sometimes I can't give people choices. Sometimes I can. I can revoke you. If I revoke you, I'll send you to 9 months in the state jail facility, or either you can do ISF cognitive or SATIF, whichever is quickest. So which do you prefer?
What's ISF?
I guess he's asking.
ISF is where you go to help you get your mind in order so that you can follow conditions that the court is setting for you. You understand?
Yes.
So, or I can send you to 9 months in the state jail facility. Once you complete your 9 months, you will be done.
Okay. Okay. I'll take the 9 months.
All right, the court will grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, sentence you to 9 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. And just one moment, let me see if there's any restitution.
And Your Honor, the records reflect that he has 154 days credit, jail credit.
There's to be restitution of $5,800 to Sean, SEAN Krishner, KIRCHNER. And there's to be no contact with Sean or Frederick Kirschner. And are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor, I signed it.
All right, because this is plea bargaining agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're gonna have to do better. Good luck to you. Todd Dodson, that's for trial.
Thanks, sir.
Roger Villarreal. Yes. Hello. Good morning.
Know that Roger Villarreal was, told to come to court today.
Okay,
This was a follow-up hearing in regards to his restitution.
okay. All right, so we'll just put it on a different date for a follow-up for restitution then.
Okay,
Do we know?
Judge, if you recall, you appointed me on this from the bench on August 9th to help Mr. Villarreal out with some restitution issues, just to prove that he had paid the restitution prior
Yes.
to the indictment. And that's what I was providing for you today.
Oh, thank you.
not the first page, Judge. Those are just my notes.
Ah, thank you. I love your notes.
Well, I guess some $28.
All right, so I see it, the lien of $30,000.
Right.
Is that a lien on his property or?
It was a lien that the victim had, and that they've released that lien since it was paid.
Okay.
So Mr. Villarreal contacted with convent.
Yes, I see it on here.
Lawsuit, that's right, to get that $30,000 paid.
All right, so restitution then is paid.
In the amount, it's the total amount or? What's on here was a little bit less than.
Oh, I thought that was the total
That
amount.
was, okay. Let me just double check that.
All right, if you'll check with probation. But it appears that it's been paid, but she'll see what they have in their system, okay?
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Arthur Brooks. All right, Norma, let defense counsel know. I understand that he's out of county on trial, but his client needs to show up. So we're gonna recall this for tomorrow. All right. So we'll recall it for tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Your Honor, maybe
Yes.
reapproach please
Yes.
on Roger Villarreal.
Mhm.
That's the total restitution amount is approximately a little bit over 76,000. So we just want to make sure that he gets credit for what he's already paid.
All right. And so what is the total amount he has already paid?
$30,017.63 according to
That's
what was presented to the court. Addition. $453 through probation
All right. I'm sorry, you said 400.
and $53.
Okay, so we have $30,176.
30,000. Oh, yes, total.
Okay. So that leaves a total of $45,000.
He's almost there.
All right, so far we have the restitution as $45,371, then that's still pending.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so counsel, once he's paid that, just let the court know, or if there's an issue with that, let us know. Thank you so much for, you got it done. I appreciate that.
Hustle.
Thank you. Christopher Escobar.
Good morning, Judge, for present.
Good morning. Oh, yes. So on this one, Mr. Escobar, if you'd come forward. All right, so Mr. Escobar, Mr. Cabanas has been appointed to represent you. Do you all wish to continue to proceed with the plea, or you're going to ask for more time?
I'm gonna ask for more time, Judge.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, if we can recall it in 30 days. All right. And if you can make sure that Mr. Cabanas is listed as the attorney. All right, and family violence, just so you know, the plea paperwork is in here. So if you're looking for your police reports, they're in here. If you all would like to remove those, then just speak to the clerk so there won't be any confusion that he has not pled.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
all right. And once you sign the reset form, he's excused.
Yes, Your Honor.
And let me know when you're ready on Dakari.
We're ready, Judge.
All right, Dakari Jackson. All right, so what are we doing with this case?
Judge, before the state comes up here, I spoke to my client from Tuesday to now. I also conferred with the state this morning about another resolution that involved not having my client to do a Chapter 62 registration.
Could I have parties approach, please? Here on Myra Gallegos. Good morning. Where is Myra Gallegos?
Approaching.
All right, today is the plea deadline date. So what are we doing?
We're gonna need a trial setting.
All right, do you have all the discovery?
We do.
All right, state, if you'll give them a discovery acknowledgement, how long do you all anticipate this trial lasting?
Say 3 days, Judge.
3 days?
2 days from us.
All right, Norma, I need a jury trial date on this case, 2 days. Is there any suppression issues that the court would need to hear?
There may be some pretrial issues, Your Honor, yes.
All right, we'll hear them on the day of trial. All right, we'll see you back on November 7th. They'll give you a reset date. That will be your jury trial date. Your plea deadline date has expired. What that means is the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements in this case without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plead open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. You're welcome. And counsel, make sure you sign the acknowledgement of discovery.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. Gilbert Gonzalez.
We are ready, Your Honor. My daughter told me to tell you hello. She's in town.
Oh,
Yeah.
tell her I said hi. I'm telling you, we've got to go back to Greece or Florence.
I'm sure she'd love to go as long as I'm paying for it.
All right. Court is calling 2022 CR 11923A, State of Texas versus Gilbert Gonzalez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense.
Robert Maurer for defendant, Your Honor.
Are you Gilbert Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Gilbert Gonzalez who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 11923A for the offense of kidnapping on May 16, 2023 for a period of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 20th day of August 2023 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Gilbert Gonzalez committed the offense of reckless driving in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Your Honor. The state's going to take into consideration cause number 715368, the reckless driving. That's the new number 1. We're asking you that you deny the motion, continue him, and we're asking that the defendant take aggressive driving class level 2 through CATS, and that's the recommendation through probation.
Defense.
Judge, that's our agreement. And just for the record, my client's a junior at East Central High School. And I explained to him he needs to be extremely cautious about his probation moving forward. I'm not quite sure if he has a full understanding of what he needs to do to maintain his probation, but I just told him he needs to be very careful about just going to school and going home. So far, he's been in jail 34 days, he said. So of course, he's missed the first month and a half of school, and obviously he needs to get out and try to get back on track.
And where is this school?
It's East Central High School here in town.
Okay. All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Gilbert Gonzalez.
All right, why are you driving recklessly? Do you not know how to drive?
I do.
What is the vehicle that you drive?
Chevy Tahoe.
I'm sorry, what?
Chevy Tahoe.
All right. And how far is your school from your home?
18 minutes, 10 minutes.
10 minutes? All right. And are you employed? All right, so I'm going to help you with your reckless driving because I think that's my job to do. All right. The court will deny the motion, alternate amend conditions. There's to be no driving for 6 months. So you're going to take the school bus. If you don't take the school bus, you need to take the VIA bus. Children need to learn. I don't know why people get vehicles. They don't even have a job. Parents are just giving people vehicles. They haven't graduated from high school. I walked to school. I walked to high school. I walked to elementary school. When I was in junior high, and now they call it middle school, I would walk my brother to elementary school, then run so I would not be late to junior high school. And I walked throughout my high school years. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was back in the day when nobody had computers. And when I had a book assignment, guess what? I walked from high school back home with 15 books. Thank you, Gentry Dorsey, who was not my boyfriend, but his mom raised him correctly. And he would carry 5 books and I would put 5 books in my backpack. So you will not be driving for 6 months. I'm going to do the aggressive driving course. I don't think that will be of help, but I'll give him aggressive driving. If you drive within those 6 months, probation will find out about it. A motion to revoke will be filed. And I'm gonna see on this sheet of paper that I wrote, no driving for 6 months. And that no driving for 6 months is punishment. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
When you drive recklessly, you can hit anybody. All right? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
That's it.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Judge, what did you give him?
You
I'm
want me to
sorry.
take that down to 2?
It's 6 months,
Oh, okay. I can run it down.
no driving for 6 months,
Okay.
the aggressive driving course, and he's being continued. Oh, Robert, this is for you.
Oh, I was gonna take it downstairs.
Sure.
Thank you,
Sorry
Judge.
about that, Judge.
Sure. Yes, unless they're ready to go now. Because we need to have our break. Backpack. I was, you know what? I couldn't afford the trapper keeper, but I had a backpack.
And I had time.
You had it. Roland Diaz. Roland Diaz. And Norma, with regards to pleas, we'll take them during the break in trial. Court is calling 2021 CR 1482, State of Texas versus Roland Diaz. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett, Your Honor.
Defense?
Your Honor, good morning. Frankie Sandoval on behalf of Mr. Diaz.
Are you Roland Diaz of 210 Southside?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
I asked because that's what your tattoo says. All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. First amended motion to revoke community supervision and second amended motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
And Your Honor, I apologize. I did not mean to interrupt, Your Honor. We are not prepared to go forward on the motion to revoke. I've been conferring with Judge Gerhan, and Mr. Diaz has 4 aggravated robbery allegations currently pending. It is our hope to resolve everything at one time, Your Honor. Unfortunately, Judge Gerhan isn't in a position to be able to make an offer, a universal offer to dispose of everything.
All right, State, when will you be able to make a universal offer?
It should be within next week. Lauren Vessel was on vacation. I had reached out to her before. I didn't realize she'd been gone for so long. She just got back yesterday. I reached out to her again today. She said she's on top of it and she would have something to me over the weekend, Your Honor, or Monday. So if you'd like to set up 1 week or 2 weeks, we should have a solid.
All right, I will not be here next week. So do you want it set next week?
2 weeks is a great, Judge.
All right, Ms.
No, you
Ferguson,
don't set it next week. Thank you.
can you place this in 2 weeks, please?
Yes, ma'am. I think it's the 19th.
All right, we'll be back on October 19th, okay? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Take care, sir. Take care.
Pete Diaz,
Is, you can approach on that, Judge. The
Mr. Diaz, come forward. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. The state filed a supplemental on amended on October 13th, on October 1st. So I need time to prepare for that. Amended,
All right, Ms. Russell,
Yes,
we don't have room for that in court right now.
sure, Judge, where would you like me to put it where it doesn't get?
Oh, you can put it in one of those rooms in the back.
Okay.
All right, yes.
well, so I didn't come. Could we set it on 19th, Judge?
State,
Yes, Your Honor.
oh, hi, you are the state on this.
Your Honor.
All right, so they're asking because there's a supplemental.
That was filed on the 3rd, which was on.
So are you all going to be going on the supplemental?
Judge, at this time, it has not been confirmed, and so I don't have any objection to Mr. Cornelius or to the reset. However, we have, last time this case was on your docket, it was reset so that we could do additional research into the new case. Mr. Cox and I have conferred today. I have offered a universal offer to him, which would take care of all the cases that are open against this defendant. But I think Mr. Cox needs time to go over that with his client and additionally to.
All right, Norma, set this case for a contested hearing on the 19th. There will be no further resets.
Yes, Your
That's
Honor.
fine.
So that'll be October 19th for contested.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
Thank you, Judge.
Probation on Mr. Cox's case, that will be contested on October 19th. It's Pete Diaz.
Yes, Your Honor.
Christopher Balcazar.
What side do you want? It's in the middle. Let's make sure you speak up. This young lady can hear you, judge can hear you, okay?
Court is calling 2023 CR 0217, State of Texas versus Christopher Balcazar. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Greg Gameray Damaris.
Are you Christopher Balcazar?
Yes, Your Honor.
Going to show you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision and First Amendment motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Christopher Balcazar who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2023 CR 0217 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1 less than 1 gram on May 27, 2023 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
State.
Violated condition number 1 on or about the 11th day of September 2023 in Bear County.
Excuse
Texas.
me. Do not talk behind the court reporter. Move it to the end. You may continue.
The defendant, Christopher H. Balcazar, committed the offense of evade arrest in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True. Violated condition number 1 on or about the 11th day of September 2023 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Christopher H. Balcazar, committed the offense of fail to identify in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True. And Your Honor, we waived the other violations alleged in the motion.
Any objection?
No objection, John.
Did you understand by pleading true to violations conditions 1 and 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations 1 and 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find 1 and 1 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Your Honor. We're asking that you deny the motion, continue the defendant on probation with a 30-day Bear County jail sanction with credit for time served and amend his conditions for 60 days weekly reporting, Judge.
All right, why should I continue him? The only thing he's done is pick up new cases. Has he done anything since he's been on probation?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm not inclined to follow this agreement. The court will find you guilty. Court is going to grant the motion. Sentence you to 6 months in the state jail facility. Give you credit for any time served. Going to show you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are on deferred adjudication. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and Mr. Balcazar, if there is a drug or alcohol problem, I can recommend the therapeutic community for you to help you with that. But the problem is that you haven't done anything on probation except for pick up new offenses. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you need help with the therapeutic community?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right. Good luck to you. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you so much.
Good luck. Okay. Judge, since I'm here,
Mhm.
I got another kick. First of all, hello, how are you doing?
Who is it?
Gilbert Perryman, conferring with the state, and they're looking into just a few more issues, and then we should be able to.
Can I see the file on Gilbert Perryman? And then we're going to take up Michael Moore, and then the court is taking its break.
Thank you, Judge.
Gilbert Perryman, please. No problem.
So conferring with Mr. Dunn.
Just 1 second. Gilbert Perryman, come up.
Gilbert. Yeah.
All right. There's to be no gum chewing in this court.
Just telling her that this is set for today, so I'm just letting her know that we're conferring that we need.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Garhan. All right, so have you received all the discovery?
I have, Judge.
State, were you able to tender an offer?
The state would just request, Your Honor, maybe an additional week or two. We did confer on some plea possibilities, but maybe just a week or two to help further review the, I'm sorry.
No, exactly. But I would just ask for a month, Judge, because I can't come back in a week or two.
Okay, I understand with your teaching. All right, Ms. Ferguson, you all will need to confer off docket. Give me a 30-day reset on Perryman for a plea deadline date, please. All right, you all will be back on November 6th.
Thank you, Judge.
And that will be your plea deadline date.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. The parties on Moya.
Yes, ma'am.
Are there applications in either of these cases?
They're in both, Judge. I forget, I think I signed up.
Counsel.
Did I not sign something?
Yes. Now, anyone who has a plea, there's no need to approach the court. You're coming back during the break. The end. Just give me a moment. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 3876 and 2023 CR 4008, State of Texas versus Michael Moya. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Suzanne
Defense?
Kramer for Mr. Moya.
And are you Mr. Moya?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, in each of the cause numbers, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
I have, Judge.
In each of the cause numbers, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Moore, in each of the cause numbers, did you sign the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review those with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes, I did.
And each of the cause numbers, did you review what's entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? And did you understand them?
Yes.
Counsel, in each cause number, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Judge.
State, and the cause number ending in 3876, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
And cause number ending in 4008, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are waiving count 1 of that indictment and proceeding on count 2, Judge.
No objection.
Just one moment.
I'm sorry, Judge. We're
Yes.
waiving count 2, proceeding on count 1.
All right. Any objection?
No, Judge.
All right. In each cause number, I'm show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? Did you sign them in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the cause number ending in 3876, you're charged with the offense of evading restitution with a vehicle. That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. And the cause number ending in 4008, you're charged with the offense of possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams. The range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And each cause number, if you have a plea bargain agreement, the state does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, The fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Each cause number, you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by any of these plea bargain agreements, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, in each of the cause numbers, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
We've discussed it, Judge, yes.
In each of the cause numbers, do you think your client has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
In each of the cause numbers, do you believe your client is currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Mr. Maher, in each of the cause numbers, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial in each cause number. In each cause number, I'm showing you the plea bargain agreement. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And each cause number's punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. The cause numbers were one concurrent. The state will run concurrent also with 701-883. Take in consideration 2023 CR 4009, County Court cause number 689573. You will forfeit the weapons in 2023 CR 4009. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
And each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There's not.
Then in the cause number ending in 3876, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No content.
And in cause number 2023 CR 4008, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest to count one?
No content.
State any evidence.
Your Honor, in each cause, I offer States Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
No objection.
In each cause number, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Sure.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
I'm not sure he understood your question.
Did you understand that, again, that you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And each cause number, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept it into evidence and review the same. And each cause number, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will find you guilty in each cause number. And we'll set this for sentencing. The state is silent. So Ms. Ferguson, what I'll need is I just need to know his criminal history. So if you can reset this in 2 weeks for sentencing, please.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, so we're going to come back on October 19th for your sentencing. I will base my decision upon the information that I'm requesting and any other information or evidence that's presented to me. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I do need to approach on Damon Thomas.
Yes.
I know we're all coming back this afternoon. I've got an optical exam this afternoon,
Mhm.
so I can't make it this afternoon. But we will get the paperwork done. You want to take the plea tomorrow morning?
All right, where's Mr. Thomas?
Sitting. Damon, stand up, Damon,
And what time is your eye appointment?
3:30.
Okay, all right. So if you come back at 1:30, I'll take you up.
All right.
Thank you.
That's fine.
Get that paperwork done. Everyone else, I'll see you back this afternoon. During our call break. Yes.
My client is actually, he's on bond. There was a bond issue and apparently there's an affidavit, reinstatement of this bond. I was just curious.
If I have it, it would have been signed.
The clerk's notified me it was inside his files. I don't. Yes.
So you can step out, Dinah.
Well, and like I said, I didn't because I saw the